Good evening. Another 6,000 workers at Birmingham City Council will lose their jobs. That figure is on top of the 7,000 already sacked over the last 4 years. It means that by 2018, more than half of the workforce will have been cut.
Well, the new job losses have been announced during a council meeting still underway tonight, in which the leader, Sir Albert Ball, has described the city's finances as a ticking time bomb. Our correspondent Mark Goff is outside the meeting house now and can join us now live. Mark.
Well, it's stark warnings tonight from Sir Albert Ball. As you said, 6,000 people are going to lose their jobs at the City Council. Just to put this into perspective, in 2010 there were 20,000 people working here. By 2018, that could be as low as just 7,000. Well, the City Council says it has to make these cuts because of the government cuts, the money that it gets from the government. Unsurprisingly, Unison, the union, is very concerned about these cuts, concerned for its staff, but also concerned about the services that the city provides. And they warn tonight that some services might be abolished completely.
This is going to be devastating for Birmingham. This is like another Longbridge happening all over again. It's going to be devastating for the people who lose their jobs. It's going to hit the vulnerable communities who rely on the services the council provides. There's very, very few services in Birmingham that are going to be immune from the cuts. Apart from one or two really important statutory services like child protection, the rest of the services are really in danger of not just being cut, but some being abolished completely. And we're really, really clear, Unison are really, really clear. We blame the government for this.
Well, so too does Sir Albert Ball, as I say, and his words really are quite striking. He says there's a ticking time bomb under the City Council. The consequences will be catastrophic, and he too reinforces the point made by Unison there, that some of the activities, some of the services here in the council may not continue in the same form. He blames the government. One of the city's MPs takes a rather different view.
This is really a result of overspending in national government between 2005 and 2007. Lord Turnbull, the Cabinet Secretary, pointed out that as well as the international crisis, the UK was overspending substantially in that period, and inevitably that means a reduction. And sadly, that hits employees, and although the rate of reduction has slowed, it's a fewer jobs lost this 4 years than the last 4 years. These are all people, and we need to be concerned about them.
So according to Sir Albert Ball and the City Council, all the government's fault. We spoke to Eric Pickle's office today in Westminster, and he said local government accounts for a quarter of all public spending, and since 2010 the government has delivered a fair settlement to every part of the country, including Birmingham. He says the majority of local authorities have continued to balance their budgets while reducing council tax in real terms and increased or maintained public satisfaction with services. All councils should be making sensible savings, he says, and keeping council tax down by merging back office services or doing more joint working. The government hasn't announced any spending allocations for councils beyond 2015 or 16. But tonight, stark warnings, services potentially cut, and 6,000 more people here at the City Council potentially out of work.
Mark, thank you. Well, since that news broke, at around 3:30 this afternoon, you have been discussing it on our Facebook page, and understandably, some of you not happy. Here are some of your thoughts. We'll start with Linda Fowler from Erdington, who says, "Why Birmingham again? We will have nothing here the way the government's going."
Lee Rylance says Birmingham Council need to learn to budget themselves.
And Colin Wakely says the council should sack 10 top managers, not 150 normal workers. Thank you very much for your comments, and you can keep the conversation going by going to our ITV Central Facebook page and also on Twitter.
Well, next tonight, a